lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, back in the kitchen, and for no particular reason, we're gonna skip the musical intro and the flyover and the cup of coffee, and we're just gonna talk about what's for sale. And, well, not everything is for sale, but most of it is. And this is really a hodgepodge. I've just got a collection of things. Some I think I've shown you before and just never got listed. So let's see what's what. I'm going to start here in the front with 3 glass shades that I'm going to be keeping a hold of for now. Now, these are all Czechoslovakian glass shades, very typical of the Art Deco era, 20s and 30s. As I said, made in Czechoslovakia at that time. And I have seen these on various lamps of that era, and I was thrilled when I found the 3 of these. I paid $10 each for these shades with no discount, but I still consider that to be a steal. Now, I don't really have any lamps in mind to use them with yet, but I know I'm going to be able to put these to good use at some point. They're really beautiful. Well, that's too bright. Beautiful glass shades, and I love the black accent there. Almost has a kind of stippled effect. Okay, so yeah, 1930s, $10 each on those. All right, I already know, because I heard half of you gasp when you saw that fairy lamp there.
Oh dear.
Now, don't get mad at me and don't make fun of me. I am not getting into the fairy lamp business. I know it's a big deal right now on with the live sales and everything. They are beautiful lamps when they're lit up, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. It's just not my thing, and these are new. Anyway, Indiana glass, 1970s, 80s, and I'm selling it for somebody. Actually, it's and that's probably the only time you'll see a fairy lamp again. Not that there's anything wrong with them. They are lovely when they're lit up, and I remember them when I was a kid. Now, I'm going to keep these 4 plates. You know what? Let's do. This is a great time to talk about Vaseline glass and uranium. I get this question a lot, and this is probably one of the most common errors that you'll see. I'll turn that light off. I have a lot of sunlight coming in, so this won't be that brilliant, but you'll get the idea. Well, we can see that, okay. Alright, so they both contain uranium. We can see that they both light up under certain conditions, under blacklight conditions. But even though they both have uranium in them, collectors don't refer to them both as uranium glass. And I think most folks know the Vaseline glass is yellow, just plain old uranium glass is green. Now that is green. That's cameo pattern, sometimes called ballerina by Hawking, and it's missing, no, this is a vase. Okay, that's a vase from the 30s, and it's completely green, as you can see, and then the plates here are yellow, and the Vaseline is because when you take off the lid on a jar of Vaseline, it sort of has a little bit of a petroleum jelly sheen to it. So uranium glass, Vaseline. A lot of times I'll see people in their descriptions put Vaseline/uranium, and I know that folks can do that to help the search engine, but if you really want to be specific about it, you wouldn't call this uranium. Has uranium in it, but it's Vaseline. And the 4 plates are in that crackle pattern. I think it's called bi-cracky. Some of the collectors call it, by L.E. Smith. There were a couple other companies. Jeanette did something like this, and I think sometimes they were called Tree of Life, but I think that's that by crackly pattern. L.E. Smith little luncheon plates, and you can find these in green uranium. You can also find them in the yellow Vaseline, and I'm going to keep these. But the cameo vase is definitely for sale. Okay, and then this beautiful vase back here, I have to remember, I don't remember the name. Oh, it's been weeks and weeks and weeks, probably months ago. Might have even been in the springtime. A very nice subscriber helped me out with this, and this was designed and first released in 1960, and it's Czechoslovakian glass made by a renowned Czech glass designer, and it's called Thousand Eye, and it's a very heavy vase in great condition with just, it really looks stunning when you get it in the light. It probably doesn't look that great up against these kitchen cabinets. Very heavy vase, almost 8 inches tall. I believe it came in several colors, green and sort of a smoky color, but it's a nice, very modern mid-century vase there, and in good quality Czechoslovakian glass, and it has the what you would call the foot ring there is polished, as you can see, and it has what is also called sort of a bird bath indentation underneath. Very nice piece of glass, which I thrifted quite some time ago. The Pyrex is quick and easy. It's missing its lid, of course. I had one of these before. Here's another one, that big hostess thing, I think it's called, in red. And then the clear glass. This is another one. I've had more than one. The clear glass bottom there. I guess this is the 80s. But I didn't have these in my home growing up because my mother always used her wedding gift Pyrex, which was from the early 60s. And then these two over here with this buff color or sand color, and I think it's called Forest Fancies, but it's mushrooms, and the two of them are together. It's all great. There's one little, you're not going to see it here, well maybe you can see it, there's a little chip on the edge, almost like a shaving. It just got banged against something and sheared off a little bit of it right there. You can see, if you go to the auction site, you'll see much better pictures, as I always say. And then just one stray shaker, which I'll keep as well. So these are the depression pieces I'm keeping over here. I'm going to sell the Silent Butler, which has a real Art Nouveau look to it. Well, I shouldn't say real Art Nouveau, but it's nice and curvy and swirly, and kind of has that feel of maybe the turn of the century. The handle is made out of wood, and that's the two-piece set there for getting the crumbs off of your table in style. I'm also going to keep this piece right here, which is probably either German or Czechoslovakian as well. It's got flowers on the front. Are they? Yeah, okay. There are flowers on the front, but I kind of like it this way for the autumn season. Put some dried flowers or whatnot down in there. A couple of local pieces, Pennsylvania pieces, one Philadelphia piece. This is quite rare, and I don't know what it's going to do in terms of how it sells, but we can see Young's YPM whiskey, and that was something premium malt there, whiskey. Young's was the distillery, and it was in Philly from the 1850s, and it dissolved during Prohibition, so I think by 1921 or 22 it was gone. And this probably dates to just before the turn of the century. It's etched, and it's got it's clear. This probably had a cork in the top of it, and I'm really hoping that gets into the hands of a local collector or someone into Breweriana. Percy, Pennsylvania is not far outside of Philadelphia. Here's a little match holder for the kitchen. And it will have local interest. That phone number helps us there, doesn't it? We can't dial numbers like that anymore. Lewis Brothers Home Dressed Meats. Rough shape, but local interest to someone who might be in the Percy area. People like to collect things from their hometowns. I have a few cylinders I'm going to keep, and we'll play them at some other time. Boxes aren't so great, but they're blue Amberol cylinders, which we'll play on my Edison machine. These are obviously 4-minute Edison cylinders, and the Oxford cylinder is not an Edison product, but it is a 4-minute, and it will play as well. And we'll visit these later. Hindustan Foxtrot, that was a big hit for our great-great-great-grandparents. There is Cohen at the Telephone. We won't talk about that right now, but it's hilarious. There Must Be Little Cupids in the Briny by the great Billy Murray, one of his best, and No Wonder I'm Blue by E. Hare, which is Ernest Hare, Ernie Hare, half of Jones and Hare, the Happiness Boys from radio. And then these things over here quickly, this was a premium with kicks. In the 40s, Hazel Atlas Platinite, you've all seen it. There were 4 of them. Gay Rainbow, that's the one in orange. There's a little hat, probably Fenton, and it looks, the color almost reminds me of Coca-Cola bottles. That's in great shape. The Mallard we've seen. The Cranberry Glass we've seen. I just got it listed. Hand blown with a rough pontal. Here's a Depression serving dish in yellow. In a pinkish, orangey pinkish color there. And that's a nice piece in good condition as well for the dining room table. And then I have a flower frog that is orange, and I don't normally find them in orange. I'll find a true marigold, or I'll find carnival glass, or iridescent glass, or stretch glass. This is not stretch, and it is not carnival. It really is a translucent orange color in good condition. A few rough spots and a few little chips here around the holes. There must have been some pretty rough stems jammed down in there, but somewhat of an unusual color for a flower frog. Sort of an amber orange color. You put it next to this, it almost looks the same. And then a mixing bowl in pink made by Glass Bake for Sunbeam, and it is pink, although it kind of looks white in the light. It's for the pink mixers from the 1950s. That's the big bowl for the mixer, the Sunbeam mixer, and then the smaller bowl would fit down inside of it. Now I know I went quickly. I think I covered everything that's out here on the counter. We're going to take a closer look at the Art Deco appliances back there later, and that wonderful Art Deco lamp. If you didn't see it yet, you can go to the community page of my YouTube channel, and you'll see little shots, little photographs that I put up occasionally, and you'll see a picture of the lamp that I'm going to be telling you all about in an upcoming video. So I hope you'll tune back in for that. Okay, just a quick thrift haul, checking in. I hope everyone is doing well. It is brisk and cool in Philadelphia. I love it. Take care, folks. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching. Wait for the cat. So long for now.